Hi everyone, welcome back. So I am on vacation and YouTube gave me the ability to post polls. So I actually asked what everybody was interested in having me film on my limited setup. So I am handheld, so I apologize if it's a little shaky, but this was the only way that I could get anything overhead. So we are doing what we can, and I'll return to my normal setup later. But I did want to film quickly kind of the first part of my goal setting and all of that. So this I'm sure you saw on Instagram if you follow me there. This is what I am going to be transitioning into as far as tracking goals. So this is what you'd seen me using previously with my goal setting, so last year. So I wanted to kind of talk with you about how I got started with goal setting this year and what all exactly it is that I am doing. So let's start with these sheets of paper. And this is a bunch of scribbles, and I acknowledge that, but this was me brainstorming. These two sheets here are actually from this summer. I was doing the camp reset with the reset girl, and we were setting health goals and that sort of thing. I had written this down, I found it helpful, so I went ahead and held on to those. So this is really and truly what I was using as far as brainstorming goes. So manual zoom, I'm just going to lower down. The top section here was actually my work-related stuff. The bottom section down here was personal. So I was just fleshing out the areas that I wanted to goal set in, not necessarily the goals themselves. So you'll notice I had things like an office reorganization and cleanup at work, finishing up the onboarding, exit and termination policies and procedures, training plans for all the positions, the budget for next year for the office, lease renewal schedule, getting that set up, figuring out what my role as the treasurer for the apartment association is going to look like, hiring a new accounting employee, seeing about starting a vision task force. That's at the apartment association as well, restructuring the maintenance bonus system, reviewing company manuals, revising annual review policies or forms, whatever you want to call it, how to make one of our divisions profitable, creating a KPI dashboard. So this kind of gives you an idea of all the stuff that I was brainstorming that I wanted to potentially get done. When I did that, I actually went back and wrote down, like, how long do I think this is going to take me? So that onboarding, for sure, that was a whole year project. So I'm hoping to still get this wrapped up. I still have another 6 weeks left in the year. Sub means it's a sub goal. So what I ended up doing is wrapping a lot of this up into current employee items. So forms, training, review, disciplinary forms, bonuses, exit, termination. So all of these are sub goals of this up here. The budget's going to be like a quarter or a month long project. Lease renewal schedule for 2019, that's kind of an annual goal. So you can kind of see I started to figure out how long do I think this is going to take me. So I went down here, looked at personal stuff, very similar things. I don't have measurements down yet, but again, my initial thing is figuring out kind of what area do I want to concentrate on, how long do I think it's going to take me. So Q is quarter, AG is annual goal, M is month. If I flip this over, I also had some additional ideas on the back. Some of this I think was actually from the idea from the power sheets, as far as what sort of lies have I told myself, and then what I want to do to fix that. So I don't feel like a nurturing person. I've had people tell me that's not true, but that's just not something I identify with. And so I just had some kind of goals around that. So, whoops. So this is kind of my initial brainstorming on that. The next thing I had here, these were healthy habits, things that I wanted to work on as far as supporting my health goals. You can kind of ignore this part down here, but these are kind of healthy habits that I want to work on establishing again. I've gotten away from exercise. I'm not very good about going to bed on time, and I know I'd feel a lot better if I did. So these sorts of things are habits that I want to get in the habit of. And then this was some other kind of self-care sorts of ideas. So I don't know, this may be helpful for some of you guys if you're working on health related items, that this might work for you. These were more things for just when we're doing camp reset, so those don't really apply. And then finally, I know many of you have heard about one little word, or having a word for the year, and I usually do 3 words. Chris Brogan had a thing he's been doing for many, many years where he picked 3 words. And I actually kind of like that because sometimes I feel like one word overtakes one of the other ones throughout the year. This was me trying to get to where I wanted to go. I wrote down some words that I just kind of appealed to me, and then I usually go from there and try and combine things together. So this year I did a lot of work with the thesaurus. And so vision, pioneer, lead, those all kind of have leadership type ideas, but I liked some of these other synonyms for pioneer. Because I do like trying to get back to nature, being more of a homesteader, ancestry, I enjoy genealogy. So pioneer really identified with. Creating habits is another one, so that was down here. Liturgy, which kind of appealed to my Christianity side. Rite, routine, communion, placing strength and power on simple moments, treating life as if making moments. All of that I identified with, so I went with ritual. And then the last one, I was trying to find something that was positive and also kind of helped me identify kind of more on the health side of things. So that's where I ended up with light, because it has several different meanings. One being polished, radiant, which I'm overhauling my wardrobe and things right now, so that kind of went along to that direction. So you can see how I kind of get things that have several different meanings and have several different ways of wrapping stuff in. So that's how I usually pick my words for the year. Some people do 1. If 1 is fine, 3 is fine, kind of whatever you want to do. But these are my 3 for the year: pioneer, ritual, and light. Alright, so that's the brainstorming side of things. This is what I will be doing a lot of my goal setting and stuff in going forward. I'm actually still working through some of the beginning work and stuff like that. You can see I've been doing some stuff, not necessarily stuff I'm willing to share, just on the wider scale of things. This is kind of where I've left off right now. I haven't gotten it all the way through, but I still have through the end of December to kind of get all the prep work done and get my goals set. So yeah, so that's usually where I start. It's just by brainstorming a list of what I'm working on, what I want to work on, what I feel needs more work, areas that I want to focus. And then from here, I'm going to start actually putting down those SMART goals, which I hate the term SMART goal, but start actually making them measurable and breaking them down from there. So I just wanted to share the first part of my goal setting process. I know the recording is not what it usually is, and I'm sure this is a little shaky. I'm watching it on the screen, and I've been holding a camera now for 10 minutes, and so my hand is getting tired. But I did want to share this with you and kind of give you insight into what I'm thinking. And I'll be coming back here shortly with kind of my step 2 in the process, where I'm, taking my ramblings and brainstormings and actually forming them into something that makes a little more sense. So I hope that was helpful, and I did want to have a chance to talk with you guys, even though I'm across the country on vacation. For those who are celebrating this week, I hope you have a happy Thanksgiving, and I will see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye!